King Corvus ruled with an iron fist. He prized strength and youth above all else. One day, he made a cruel decree. All citizens over the age of 40 were to be banished, left to fend for themselves outside the kingdom walls.
They are weak and a burden to our great nation.
The people were horrified. How could they abandon their parents and grandparents? Yet, who would dare defy the king? Tears flowed as families were torn apart, the elderly cast out with nothing but the clothes on their backs. Corvus, blind to the pain he inflicted, believed he was making his kingdom stronger. He saw only the vigor of youth, ignoring the wisdom etched on the faces of his elders. The first few years seemed to prove the king right. The kingdom prospered. With only the strong and young working the fields, harvests were bountiful. Corvus, surrounded by youthful vigor, grew arrogant in his certainty. Then the rains failed to come. The land, overworked and depleted, yielded a meager harvest. Panic spread through the kingdom. Granaries that had once overflowed now held only a fraction of what was needed. Corvus, faced with the consequences of his actions, finally felt fear's icy grip. His advisors, all young and inexperienced, offered no solutions. The spectre of famine loomed, threatening to destroy his perfect kingdom. Desperate, Corvus issued a proclamation. He offered a reward, a chest of gold and a place at his side, to anyone who could provide a solution to the famine. Days passed, and still no answers came. Hope dwindled with each setting sun.
Then a young man named Calin stepped forward. He was a farmer's son, strong and capable, but his eyes held a wisdom beyond his years.
Your Majesty, I believe I can help, but the solution lies with the very people you cast out.
Intrigued and grasping at any hope, Corvus agreed to hear Calin's plan. Little did he know, this young man held a secret that could save the kingdom. For years, Calin had defied the king's decree. He had secretly sheltered his father, Eldrin, in a hidden cave beyond the city walls. Eldrin, once the kingdom's most respected farmer, had taught Calin everything he knew about the land. When the famine struck, Calin knew only his father held the answer.
The king has forgotten that the earth, like us, needs time to rest and rejuvenate.
Eldrin, listening to Calin's tale, smiled sadly. He revealed to Calin the ancient practice of crop rotation, a forgotten wisdom that would allow the depleted land to recover and flourish once more. Calin returned to Corvus, his heart heavy but his step sure. He shared his father's wisdom, explaining the concept of crop rotation, the need to let fields lie fallow, and the importance of diversity in planting.
I see.
The king, initially skeptical, was swayed by Calin's sincerity and the desperation in his own heart. He agreed to implement Eldrin's plan.
Messengers were sent to the exiled elders, begging their forgiveness and pleading for their help in implementing the forgotten ways.
The elders, their hearts still wounded from their banishment, were hesitant at first. But seeing the kingdom's plight and recognizing the sincerity of the plea, they agreed to help. Under the elders' guidance, the land began to heal. The following year brought a bountiful harvest. Fields once barren teemed with life. Corvus, humbled by the experience, realized the depth of his mistake. He had sought strength in youth alone. forgetting that true power lies in the wisdom of experience. He welcomed the elders back, not just as advisors, but as honored citizens. He showered Caelan and Eldrin with riches, but the true reward was the lesson learned. From that day on, Corvus ruled with compassion and wisdom, understanding that every stage of life held its own unique value. The kingdom prospered, not just materially but in spirit, proving that a nation's greatest strength lies in